said, he's in the studio right now, and we want to get to have a conversation. Some of you might not know him because I'm using a voice. Boss,
yes, Chief.
How are you doing, man?
I'm doing fine. How about you, Chief?
Hey, Vinto bunch.
So far, so good. We can't complain. Huh? We are trying. We are pushing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are very known on TikTok.
Oh yeah.
And we got voice jama sevenzesa ya voice ja yosia nako ija.
Exactly.
Yabwanji first just invest on what ambassadors yabwanji.
Okay, yeah, I think behind that voice there is me. Usually when I post there's like a pic that I put for those puppets, so to say. Yeah, so there's that voice. I think a lot of people are familiar with it now. We've moved from the time when few people, because TikTok has got a big exposure. So it has at least worked in terms of exposing that voice. At least a lot of people are aware about it. So it's a voice that I just came up with, and just to, to make the miming stuff funny. Yeah.
So if we were to give you a challenge, just to do something about it, like very voice when I'm going to situation in your situation. We want people to understand and know that.
No, that's not a problem. That voice is natural.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So kan Botha akavasong kaliti akama mlungu nankhala emotion pa ifanga yeah.
I want you to be responding in that way.
Okay.
Kanyimbo kaja kakutacha ni bwanjo
kaja kanyimbo ka pa ifanga nankhala muntu ama emotion so ntawuzambini mankhala ntangwani kankalazi. I remember time yamile itianatsia zakazapita mpaka pamene tafika pano. Just so, but all the way at least could call and to people like Rachel Botha, they've considered by doing that cover song. Which is I'm excited, man, but now emotion because it's a throwback regarding what happened to our dear sister.
Yeah. You are known by a certain name. What name was that?
Uncle Jayson Memes / entertainment.
So let's talk about it. How did it all start? Like, how did you know saying voice, or maybe you were just trying something then it went viral? What's the story behind it?
Yeah, the story behind that voice is I believe in versatility. I try by all means to suit in a certain character. So with I started my page. It was a meme page, just where you know memes at the end of the day. Yeah. So, but then I used to do a lot of memes. Concerning heartbreaks, okay. So being that people have got different approach towards memes. Not a lot of individuals in Zambia are very much into, because it has to. You need to be, you need to have that sense of humor to detect what's the package in that meme. You get it? Yeah. So I thought of making it local. So there was a time I sat down to say, okay, I think let me make it more interesting. Being that we have TikTok. And there are sounds that people, use there in order to influence your work. So that's when I thought of, okay, how can a heartbroken man sound? Okay? Yeah. By the way, we've had those experiences whereby you are dumped by someone you're dating, then you happen to wake up during midnight and, you call that person trying to win sympathy. You know what I mean? So there's that normal, you run away from that normal voice, then you start creating kajaka voice conversation at chifundo so that ujamutana kukana mbele chifundo, you know what I mean? So I came up with that to say, okay, how can a pleading person sound?
So how does a pleading sound like?
Oh yeah. By the way, a heartbreak is something funny. In my case.
Is it funny?
Yeah, if I look at
because some people think about suicidal cases.
That's what I mean. So we
think about so many things.
That's the common perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah. But with I had to, because I went through an heartbreak. So I had that experience whereby when I healed, when I sat down and realized, stupid things I used to do during that time when I was heartbroken, I started laughing at myself. You know what I mean? Because when you're in that state, I think you cannot see what's really happening. Yeah. You've seen people going to public, you start explaining to people to say, you know what I mean. It looks normal you're in that state. But as time goes by, when you heal, you say, ish, I had gone far with the heartbreak, you know what I mean? Yeah. So a pleading person, for example, you call, like I remember calling the person that had dumped me at that time. Or not really dumping, but a scenario just came up. So I wake up during midnight, phone koche jamene, then you'd be like, so you walk on back and your relationship to family on say nice by. So what are you trying to say? If I see all the boys because not to come back, I see and guys is a master's one. So that if Pange official, okay, one can. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Such things, trying to win sympathy, you convince. It's funny because at the end of the day, when you move on and you realize that you had to do that stupid thing, you start cracking. So me being someone who's experienced that, I've changed this idea of, I'm mocking. In short, I'm mocking the heartbroken because I know there's life after a heartbreak. So I'm trying to mock them to feel as if I think there's another way I can handle this situation. So you make those funny voice because people are still doing those stupid stuff where you pick up a call. So one can, you know what I mean? Who's you know what I mean? People are still doing that, but God never created someone, to take their own life because of someone. Jesus already did. So in short, with me, a heartbreak is actually a funny stuff.
I would like to find out how, after that, is it something that you thought is going to get or give you amazing feedback on your TikTok? Is it something that, because of your situation now, people are approaching you and wanting you to maybe mimic a certain video, maybe for them? Are you also getting some business?
Exactly, yeah. Talking about the same Vama Love stuff, it's a trend. I think it's been a trend. It's something that is, a lot of people can relate, When you post about farming, for example, you put some, like I did agriculture, I remember in secondary, I have an idea of how to, to grow tomatoes, so to say. If I make a meme about tomatoes and boron, the boron which people put there in order to grow a tomato, few people relate, you know what I mean? So I ventured into Vama Love, especially memes relating to my relationship with someone has dumped you, ABCD, and I knew to say a lot of people relate, but in line with the voice, let me be open and frank, it's something that I never thought it was going to trend. Because I remember, if I can take you back to my first video I did, it wasn't something, I just did it for the sake of doing it, to say, okay, let me just pull out something like that. Then there was like a response. Again, I did the next one. I did the other one for, Namakau. That was the one that trended. By that time, I had not opened my TikTok account. So I did that one. You know what I mean? And people started making those tunes using that thing, and I saw it was aired on some TV station and everything. The people that were doing they used the sound. So then I realized the huge response that I got and said, okay, let me continue with this. And for sure, I'm glad it's something that I never did using the computer or any other thing. It's just something that I created and I can do in every situation. Or for example, I'm booked for a show, I will just need to air it out without involving these techniques, so to say.
Amazing, super, man. We're talking about your work, and I have two questions that I'd like to find out from you. Maybe in regards with, do you have other people that are also like willing to also collaborate with your work, like other comedians?
Yeah,
so are you guys like a team that can also feature each other in comedy aspect?
Yeah, exactly. I think I've got a limited, number of people that have responded towards my work, because in order for you to be, to be given a platform by other comedians to work with them, they first look at your content. So I've worked with Quantum, and there are people that have responded that were working, and I'm sure there are more people that are still coming in and that will partner with and work together in the comedy sector.
Yeah. And do people take you serious when like, let's talk about your family members, your friends. Do people take you serious because of what you do?
I think like I said, where the times you need to adjust and adapt, I think I come from a family where we are from a family full of comedy and everything, like we love entertainment. So people that knows me very well, I'm that person that I do switch time to joke, time to to be serious. So there are times that I'm serious. There are times that it's time to work. Because for now, I think comedy is work. I call it work now. So when it's time to do comedy, then it's work. We work. But yeah, in line with the way people they've known me, according to my brought up and everything, they know how to blend in, but they do take me serious. They do.
Maybe lastly, you're also an artist. Maybe in a minute, I would like to find out, are we expecting you to do music in line with comedy, or maybe your music is going to be a serious agenda?
Yeah, you know, I've been listening to the same thing which is happening on social media about coffee, and maybe I can be allowed to air my opinion on that.
You have to air your opinion in comedy.
Oh yeah.
On how you do things. I'm giving you a challenge now.
So the way it is, let me say something about music. Because you know, these industries, we've got industries, so to say. There's music industry, there's comedy industry, you know what I mean? So the picture you get when you, for example, you come into comedy, you're a comedian by that time. So the songs that you do will be taken as comedy. You know Josh, that Nigerian comedian? Yeah, you know, he does songs, but the songs, he does them in a comedy way, you know what I mean? So the impression people get, it's hard for them to take you serious. For example, you want to do a song for Vama Love in a serious way, you know, few people will say, but this guy is a comedian, you know what I mean? So I'm yet to release more songs, but I feel songs that I can do for now are going to be in line with what I do, the comedy. Yes. My
last question, due to time, would be, give us your opinion. There's been a comparison of which event people would they rather attend, and from the cause, you tell that.
Okay, on this one, I'm not going to give an emotional opinion.
It has to be in a comedy, man.
In a comedy.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think by life bang, in short, your maps, we'll go for your maps. In a sense that, Mzambia music tachukanayo kutati.
Kamali na bantu banoma kambila mimicking. Yeah.
Okay. So according to my own opinion, I feel we should go for your maps because Coffee Olomide ni makolo watu and he's at this time and he's at this moment. I don't think if we were to talk about your maps can go to Congo and, you know, where Coffee Olomide is having a show as well as your maps in the same country, and people would go to your maps. They will still go to Coffee Olomide because of the fact that he's a local guy at that time. So now if I'm Zambia, chokera from the time when started the music has grown up to date. So the best way we should do is just to go and fill up your maps show. Before we air our opinion, we should remember to say Nizingati show ya Coffee Olomide. You might find show ya Coffee Olomide, it's at 1,500. Heroin she is mtumba munipa mzera peka. So what is going to happen? Ndachakulia 50 kwa cha yo maps, then I get the entertainment.